in large part over the fears that Marxist-inspired revolutionaries would overthrow other established governments in Europe, as later happened with the Bolsheviks in Russia. German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck introduced social welfare programs in the 1880s. Other European countries followed suit, giving rise to what became known as European, or eventually democratic socialism. While, unlike in communism, these systems operated under democratically elected political regimes and maintained private ownership of property, socialism differed from market-based capitalism in that the political and intellectual classes took an increasingly dominant role in guiding economic outcomes through heavy taxation and redistribution and economic regulation. While the results so far have not been as disastrous as what happened with communism, they paled in comparison to the much more market-oriented model of the United States, which we can see by tracking our output relative to the major European economic powers, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and Italy, over time. In 1820, U.S. GDP was only about 7% of major European economies. But by 1913, it was already almost 75%. And today, our output is over 200% of the countries that, just 2 centuries ago, dominated the Western world. Furthermore, as I've discussed previously, this difference would be even greater if our failed understanding of the Great Depression had not led us into a more top-down, brain trust-driven system that has caused our own growth rates to diminish over time. Even as socialism has continuously disappointed, the world's brain trust has evolved from championing communism to European democratic socialism, and now to what is often called Scandinavian socialism, which effectively represents a small segment of socialist European countries that have fared better than the others. But one problem with this argument is that these countries represent a remarkably small subset of the number of people who have lived under failing socialist systems.